A very good afternoon, sir. On behalf of all the students, what is the best way to answer to the questions? How shall we approach to the universities?
So basically, greetings to all our students whoever are going for the visa interview, especially for the US Embassy. ఓకే మీకు అర్థమయ్యే భాషలో ఆర్ మీకు ఎలా చెప్తే ఒక క్లారిటీ వస్తుందో ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ క్వశ్చన్స్ అండ్ ఆన్సర్స్ ఆర్ అ పర్టికులర్ క్వశ్చన్కి ఏం ఆన్సర్ ఇవ్వాలా యూ మైట్ బి ఫాలోయింగ్ యూట్యూబ్ ఆర్ ద క్వశ్చన్ ఈస్ దట్ వీ హ్యావ్ గివెన్ ఆర్ టెలిగ్రామ్ ఛానల్స్ ఆర్ వాట్ ఎవర్ ఇట్ ఇస్. So Miru, once you follow those kind of things, your brain is somewhere or the other deviated. So instead of all the confusion, let me give you an easier method so that actually you can memorize it well and you can understand it well. So questions evaithe unnayo in terms of why USA, why this course or why this university, these are some of the questions. A lot of questions: who will be your sponsor or what will you do? What will happen in your future and all these kind of things. So దాన్ని నేను ఏం చేసినానంటే I have divided the entire interview into 3 or 4 sections. The first section is divided as why. The first section I have divided it as why. I'm not sure if you can actually read it. I've just written it over here. It said it is as why. The second section is who/how. The second section is who/how. The third section is what. So who, the section why. The second section is who/how, and the third section is what. Now I'll explain it to you. What do you mean by why? So the why question basically means why this country, why USA, or why this university, or why this course. So in that, the immigration officer or the visa interviewer is also asking you a hidden question. That is basically, why not India, why not UK, why not other countries, why not other universities, why not another course, or why change of course. All these things, is the questions over there. Basically, first, Miru, ఈ మైండ్ సెట్ నుంచి you need to come out. First, you need to come out of this mindset stating that you are going to a quiz and you are answering the right question. There is no right or wrong question. Here, we need to prove a third thing, which is an important factor. Because if you actually see, మీరు కూడా చూసుకుంటే your DS-160 మేము నింపేసాం మొత్తం. All the details are there itself. All the documents are in his hand. Your academics is there. Your CV, resume, everything is there. Why is he still asking what is your name? If he has got an I-20, does he not know which university you are going? And he has got every data for him. Aina kani malli adugutunnaru. So first, skip the attitude that you are going for a quiz. So in that quiz, you are not answering the right question. You need to prove your intention, your right intention. That's a whole criteria. So danik kavalsindi enti anante, we need to prove that you have done research, that you have done proper research of making a decision why you have actually come to USA or come to this university in XYZ. So for that, I have created a certain small scope which you should be having it. And the answer that I'm going to tell you is basically, it's a 2-part question. The first part question is a motivation. The second part, to prove that you have done research. For example, always start with your course. You need to have a motivation. So major ga మన దగ్గరకు వచ్చిన స్టూడెంట్స్ అంతా ఇంజనీరింగ్ బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ నుంచి ఉంటారు కాబట్టి 4-1 వరకు మీరు థియరిటికల్ చేస్తారు. 4-2లో you will be that will be the first time you will be going and doing live project or the practicals. So generally students కి నేను ఏం చెప్తానంటే, sir, up to 4-1. So I thought whatever I've learned in my university or the college, I thought it was really important and this is what I need to be focusing on. Unfortunately, back in my 4-2 when I did my life project, that's where I realized my knowledge that I've attained in my college is purely theoretical and what's required for the market is quite different, and I've not even studied that part. So when I've actually engaged myself in conversation with people who are working in senior level and all, they've suggested how to go about it. and what is that it requires. So some of them said like you need to work hard and you need to focus. It took about 5 to 10 years for them to reach that side. And the other side of it is higher education. Higher education is a key for them to, or it's a fast track for us to settle in our career. So that's where it got me thinking, and I started doing a bit of a research. I wanted to do higher education. So that's where I discussed with my family and as well as my parents. They really encouraged me, and they suggested me, okay, fine, why not go for your masters or for your higher education. Then I started doing research in India. Then after going through a few universities and a few brochures, few information on the internet, I have realized most of the universities are again teaching theoretical without any practical knowledge, let alone the exposure. So again, studying theoretical is not going to make any sense. Then I said, like, if I'm going to spend money and I wanted to spend it rightly, so that's where I've decided, okay, fine, let me do a research in overseas, which country is going to. So then I started doing in Europe, that is UK, and then US. Then I have realized US to be one of the finest decisions as well as a destination for international students, especially from India, to pursue higher education on three grounds. One is, it is research-based education, practical knowledge, and the most important is exposure. The exposure that we are going to get with the immigration system in USA is through the OPT and CPT. That's a really good, innovative idea for students to learn in the classroom and as well as in a practical way, and again put it back into the market, and then we know where do we stand, where do we need to improve. That's the best part. So I have decided US to be one of the finest destination for me to pursue these things. So this will answer my why USA. Now your immediate question is, sir, you spoke about 2 or 3 minutes. Is my time enough? So I'm giving you an idea what to answer. I'm not giving you an answer. I'm giving you an idea. If he's going to ask you a certain question, you need to have this convincing power so that he has to give you the visa. Students, whoever have listened to me for my mocks, there is a success rate of 80 to 90%, if not somewhere in the middle, or 85 to 88%, because that's where you need to be able to present. It's not just about Q&A. Now, in terms of course, why this course అని ఎవరన్నా అడిగినప్పుడు ఈ కోర్స్కి వచ్చే లోపల ఏంటంటే ది క్లెవర్ ఆన్సర్ వుడ్ బి whatever is your future plans. Yesterday there was one student who has come over here and he wanted to be he's from a computer science background and he wanted to do a computer science masters. So then I asked, like, what would be your future plans, or what do you, sir, I wanted to work into an IT, and he was trying to give me all vague answers. From there again, I asked him pinpointedly what exactly you wanted to do. So he said, like, sir, probably web development and all those kind of things, are app development is what I wanted to learn. So I said, like, okay, fine, that's a very good answer. So let's put it over here. My future plans. Whenever he asks, like, why did you choose this course? So then you need to relate that question, this course, to your futuristic career. So I wanted to become a web developer. So once I have found an interest in becoming a web developer. So for that web developing course, I have chosen this particular course, and especially this university, because you need to again match their modules to your future goals. Most of the students that I've actually seen, they have read it in the Google or the internet or Telegram. All are plastic answers. What happens if you are giving plastic answers? Some might have got visas, I'm not denying it. But if you are answering in that way, then you are at the mercy of the immigration officer. He might give you the visa, he might not give you. But the policy and the process that I'm actually telling you will absolutely help you on a higher scale. Then you would be asking him, why are you not giving me the visa? So there's a difference of answering as well. So you should be able to tell, say you are from most of the students who are BSc, BCom or other backgrounds, they choose business analytics. So then you wanted to become business analytics. If you actually see the careers, if you Google it, a master's, if I study masters in business analytics in USA, what are my future or career prospects? There it says project management or consultant or XYZ or business analyst, and all these programs would be there as a thing. So you need to know what kind of a job that you are going to do. What kind of a job that you are going to do. So once you are doing that part, so if you are relating, if you are a web developer, then you say, I wanted to be a web developer in my future. That's what I am hoping to do. So that's why I've taken this course. And why this university also? Because these are the modules which will cover, and it gives me enough background at the same time, base knowledge for me to become a web developer or a business analyst, because I wanted to become a project leader or a project manager or a consultant in my future. That's my dream. So that's the reason I've actually chosen this particular course, trying to be a business analyst, which will help me understand business values and add technical insights into it, and give me much more broader career prospects. Why we actually choose higher education is to make sure that our careers are widening. So in the same way, once you're answering in these things, they would be again asking you the questions is, because what other universities have you applied? If you can tell what other universities you might have applied, anyways, of 4 or 5 universities or 3, whatever universities, you can say all of this one. But out of that, why this university is basically, most of the people again give me plastic answers. Infrastructure good, 200 years old university, professors are very friendly. You have not met a professor. Why will you say they are friendly, or how can you say they are friendly? You can say other things. There are a lot of other things. Affordability. The fees is affordable to my family. And I have checked with few of the alumni. They have given very positive feedback about the university. The library facilities and the research value is much higher. At the same time, then you do Google of that particular locality. If you are a foodie, you say, I enjoy food and I wanted to go around. You are a traveler, you wanted to do sightseeing, you can say that part. You are a photographer, sir, I am a food photographer, and I would actually go around and look at the places, because education is not just about education, it's about experience. So I wanted to have experience at the same time education. That's the reason I have chosen this particular university, whether it is in Texas, Chicago, California, wherever it is. So there's a lot of culture in Texas, there's a lot of culture in California, and I'm very much passionate whenever I watch movies referring to California, Chicago, New York, or Texas. I was really fascinated about Texas means cowboys. I wanted to look at those things, and the food. All these factors would actually encourage me to pick up this particular university. So it's a really good answer for you. So try to answer in these things. And the second question, when I said who/how means what? The question is in between two. Who is your sponsor? The second question is, who is your sponsor? And the second part of the question is, or he might be asking you in certain way, is how are you going to pay for your university? How are you going to pay for your course? These are a couple of questions that will come into in front of you. So all you have to do is, my parents are my sponsors, and they have taken an education loan. We have fixed it up for your perusal. These are the documents if you wanted. So that's how you need to be able to tell whatever are your questions. And the third question that comes over here is a very crucial thing, is what. So the word what is, what are your future plans? What will you do after graduating from here? What will you do after finishing the course? What are your future plans? What are your career prospects? Whatever it is. So it's all about what are you going to do after finishing the course. Here the answer is two things. We need to establish that you are going to come back to India. That's what number one. Number two is, by doing this course, what will you be able to do? When I said the job title. So when we said why this university and why this course, there I have established. So he knows already, you have already answered it. So with that answer, he might not ask you too many questions on what will you do in your future. Where you would actually say what will you do in this is, you divide your dreams or you divide your future plans into two parts. Sir, as I told you, like I wanted to be a web developer, I wanted to be a project management, I wanted to be a business analyst and all. That's what I do it. there's a lot of demand and there is a lot of shortage when it comes to being a business analyst in India. So I have a short-term goal and a long-term goal. The first 5 years is my short-term goals. Once I finish this course and once I have the experience, I will come back to India. The first 5 years, I wanted to establish whatever I've learned in USA and this university and this course, I wanted to put it to practice here in India. And the first 5 years, my dream would be getting up to the senior level. Once I get to the senior level in the 5 years time or 6 years time, and the long-term goal would be an independent setup. I wanted to have an independent setup being a consultant. So this is what I'm actually hoping. If I wanted a job, I would actually do back in India itself, because it's okay for me to find a job. But I wanted to work in a senior level. That's the reason I've chosen the best country in the world for international education learning. At the same time, my future has to be clear from the day one I'm actually going to join this university or the course. That's the reason. So once you clear all these kind of things, I think your visa success rate will be 80% to 90%. You need to answer in this manner. Say for example, there is a quota. There is a myth, I'm not sure, but still there is a quota. And the embassy officer says I'm going to issue about 50 visas per day. Even if you are the 51st person, even if you are the 52nd person, if you answer in this way, he has to make sure, he has to give you a visa and cut down from tomorrow's quota, if the quota system is right. So you need to answer. Otherwise, if you're answering vaguely, then it is going to go. See, remember there are two strengths. There are two people over there in the interview. One is you and the immigration officer. Two people have two different strengths. If you're talking about administrative, if you're talking about finances, if you're talking about other things, he has got the strength. He has got absolute strength because he's the boss man. But your strength, you need to play for your strength, is your academics, your knowledge about the subject, your knowledge about your future. Once you answer basing on your strength, the visa success rate is much, much higher. So I wish all our students all the best. Practice this properly, and I hope to see you with your visa after your interviews. Thank you.